Oh, hi, this is Jean Replicon. I'm your tropical ecology instructor, and I'm delighted to have you in the class. Now, being that this is an online class, I wanted to make sure that you have a good idea of how the class is run, where all the class materials are, and most importantly, how you can succeed. And so, let's go to the class syllabus, which you can download for yourself. So our course syllabus has a lot of valuable information. I'm going to point out some highlights for you here. The fact that this is a completely online class, including our exams. There is no lab required for this class, but there is a really cool lab associated with this class, Tropical Ecology Field Studies. It's offered in the spring. It's offered over spring break, so it wouldn't conflict with any other classes that you take. And it's held completely in Costa Rica. So if this has piqued your interest, I recommend that you check out the website, get some further information, and if you find that you are interested, then by all means contact me, ask me about it, and put in an application. It requires more than just registration for the class. You actually have to apply in advance and place a deposit. On the syllabus, you can also find the drop policies, the date you can drop without a W on your grade record or with the W on your grade record. Anytime after this date, however, if you're still in the class, you must receive a grade. And here you can find my office hours. Some of my office hours are held online with Canvas Chat, which we'll take a look at, and some of it is held actually in person. So hopefully one of these times will work for you. And then always I welcome your email. So here's my email address, jean.replicon@missioncollege.edu. It's a great opportunity to get a hold of me, and I'll respond as quickly as I can. Within 2 days, it says here, but often it's much less than that. The thing is that I've got many classes, biology classes, and many online. So if you could please put tropical in the subject line of your email, then I'll know immediately which class you're talking about. And so our book is Tropical Ecology by Krishner, and here's a photo of our book cover. And the textbook you can get at our college bookstore and have a hardcover edition. You can also get the hardcover ebook online. The ebook options for this book, as you can see, are plenty. Our course, well, it's tropical ecology. We're going to be studying the amazing diversity of life in the tropics and the value of this life, and importantly, its conservation. Now, if you want to take the class credit, no credit, you can. That means that A, B, C, you get a credit. D or F, you get no credit on your record. This is an arrangement, however, that you would make with the Admissions and Records Office by the 5th week. It's a form they have. It's acceptable, this class, for CSU and UC transfer. This is an overview of the points that will be earned. 30% will be on study guides that you prepare, and that would be after you do readings and watching videos that I assign. Class discussions, topics that you'll be talking about with your classmates. Species profiles, you'll be making a species profile assignment on a particular plant or animal, and you'll be sharing that with your classmates. The exams are online, and there are 4 of them, and they're going to be based upon your study guides. And then there's also a term paper that will be about rainforest conservation and why it matters to you. So looking at overview at this point, you can see that the study guides are worth 30%, the class discussions 10%, species profiles 10%, the exams 10% each, which comes to 40%, and the paper, the final paper, is another 10%, and that's how grades will be calculated. So I think the best way to learn about these different assignments is to actually go on to our course management system, Canvas. It's easy to get to Canvas. All you really need to remember is the Mission College website, and on the website you'll find a link that will take you to Canvas. Once you sign in, you're presented with the Canvas dashboard, and here you'll find all the classes that you take. This is BIOSC30, us, Tropical Ecology, and so by clicking there, it'll send you to the home page, which we'll talk about after we talk about the syllabus page. This is the page to go to if you find out what's the most important things for you to do right now. It's my welcome for this week. I'll keep this updated and let you know what is critical for you to do week by week, so you can kind of touch bases here. You'll find my email address and a bulleted list of what's critical for you to be taking care of. And for this week, I also have a note about how important it is that you get your assignments in on time, and that's because that's how I'm taking attendance. I can't do it in person, but I can do it by knowing that you're there because you're actually completing the assignments. And on the course syllabus page, as you scroll down, you see all kinds of dates and items, and this is now for the entire class. You can kind of see how the class is going to work out as a whole, and what's due, the point values that they have, and when they're due. And all of those due dates can also be found in your calendar view, which if you're taking other classes of Mission, their due dates will show up too. So here you can see each of the items on the day that they occur or the day that they're due. So that, my friends, is an overview of the course. And now it's time to get to the nitty-gritty. So let's take a look at the home page. And there you'll find folders week by week and the dates associated with those weeks, so you know where you're supposed to be and what's important. Because I imagine a lot of this might be overwhelming all at once, but if you just tackle it week by week, it's very doable, trust me. And so for the first week, opening the folder, we see there's a copy of the syllabus and links to the discussions, the readings, and the study guide that are important for this week. So taking a look here, you can see that there's really only 2 items that you actually have to submit. Everything else is in support of that. And so it's these items, the discussion and the study guide, that you're going to be finding on that syllabus page. Discussion, study guide. And so this is what's critical to turn in, and this is the support materials that will enable you to turn them in. So let's take a look at the discussion. The discussion for this first time is about me and why I'm taking tropical ecology. And I think that you'll enjoy getting to know each other's motivations for taking the class, and I ask interesting questions like, if you had the ability to go to any tropical location right now, where would you go and what would you pack and what would you like to see? And so this will give you a feel for your classmates. To participate in discussions, what you do is you read the instructions and then you will hit reply. And when you do that, you'll be able to put in your response here, and you're able to use any kind of fonts you like, insert pictures, insert links, so you can really make it your own. It's a way we can get to know one another and find out all the interesting things about the people that you're taking the class with. Also, towards that effort, you can make your account. If you haven't noticed that, in Canvas it's possible to set up your own profile picture, contact, biography, any links that you wish to share, and it just makes it a lot more interesting when you know who your classmates are. So please take some time to do that as well. Now, when it comes to discussions, they are graded, and so I thought I'd let you know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you to have at least 1 paragraph entries when you make your postings, and that they're thought out and cohesive. And you'll be discussing and conversing with other students, but when you first come to the discussion board, it'll look like no one's there. That's because my discussion boards are post first. In other words, you will not be able to see other people's postings until you yourself make the initial post. So go ahead and make the post and then take a look and see what other people have said, and then in the discussions you are to reply to at least one of your classmates with at least one paragraph in length. Next in our folder for this week, there is information about your reading, and you are being asked to read Chapter 1 of Tropical Ecology. And there's information about how to obtain the textbook, which I encourage you to do as soon as possible. This week, there is a lecture that I've recorded that pertains to Chapter 1 of Tropical Ecology. And so if you click the link, you'll find that you can see a lecture.
Today's topic, what and where are the tropics? The tropics. Where are the tropics, actually? The tropics are...
And view a lecture that I've recorded in part in Nicaragua. Next, there's a website that I'm asking you to take a look at. It's an excellent overview of the tropics from mongabay.com. And in here you'll find information that'll be very useful when you go about completing your study guide for the week. And you can see that is a graded item. So opening the study guide for week 1, and begins with some instructions, which I'll summarize for you, is that for your study guides, what you should do is you should basically copy all of the questions and paste it into some word processing program that you use. Maybe Microsoft Word, OpenOffice, Google Docs, doesn't really matter. But if you please paste the questions, and then you will write your responses to those questions in your Word program, and then you will then save a file which will then be returned to me. So as you go through the study guide, I do give you hints at the beginning of sets of questions and where you can find the answers. Like for this week, you can see that by reading Chapter 1 of Tropical Ecology, you'll be able to answer these 5 questions. By watching the lecture, the one that we just saw a moment ago, which is also linked here, you can get the answers to questions 6 through 13. By reading the website, the Mongabay website, which is linked here, you can get the answers to the set of questions, and then you will have done your study guide. So this has a specific due date you want to make sure that you follow, and when you're ready, when you have all of the answers to the questions and the questions themselves, you are going to then click Submit Assignment, which will give you a choice. Would you like to do it as a file upload? And if you do, you then browse and find your file and then submit it. If you go this direction, I'm asking that for your file, please give the name of the assignment, in this case, Study Guide 1, and your name on the title of the assignment, so I know what the assignment is and who did it, and that way I can be sure that you get credit for it. The other option is to just simply cut and paste your information directly into this text entry box. So either way is fine by me if you want to upload the file or text entry, as long as it gets into me and you submit the assignment by the due date. That's what matters. Now your study guide is literally that. It's a tool for you. So of course you want to do the best that you can. It's a tool that you'll be able to use on your exam. The study guides will be assigned a letter grade, and that will be based upon your effort and its completeness. So I may not be able to question by question indicate what was wrong, why it's wrong. I will just be looking that you have made good effort on it, and the grade will be based upon that. Hey, let's peek ahead now to some of the other weeks. You can see here, week 2 we'll be studying biogeography and evolution in the tropics. And at this point there'll be reading and videos for you to watch and a study guide for you to complete and submit. Also, that week you sign up for an animal species for your species profile assignment. So let's take a short segue here to the bottom of our page where there's assignment information about your species profile assignment. This is one of the, I think, more interesting projects that we have because you get to select the animal and the plant it is that you'd like to create a profile for. And so in this folder you can see that there's a sample of the species profile that you can obtain by clicking. I decided to do the collared aracari, and in the end you'll be creating a PowerPoint presentation or slides, keynote, whatever, some type of presentation where you have slides that have the information about the size and description and how the taxonomy, that's how it's classified, and distribution and behavior of the particular species that you're profiled. This is where to look here on your syllabus. This is where to look to find out what exactly needs to be in your species profile. You can see the list of items that are needed in order to obtain full credit. I have some notes here in blue that's meant for you, it's not meant to be part of the presentation, about the format for genus and species. Every living thing on the planet, including this collared aracari, has a scientific name, and scientific names consist of two names, a genus and a species. Now notice that this is placed in italics. That's not coincidental. Scientific names are always written in italics, and the genus name is always capitalized, and the species name is always lowercase. The purpose of using a scientific name is so that around the world people will know exactly what species you're referring to, because common names, they can be very different, like cougar and mountain lion and puma all mean the same thing. But if you gave the scientific name, people would know, that's what you're talking about. And so it's important in your presentation to include scientific names in their proper format. And so there's no list for what you will do your species profile on. That's up to you. That's, I think, the fun part. And so you can select an animal, a plant that has some appeal to you. Search the internet, check your textbook. There's a lot of choices. Just it has to be an animal or plant that live in the rainforest, the tropical rainforest. And when you're ready to sign up, you can sign up here in the species profile folder, or the week that it's due. You can click it here. Either way, it's going to send you to this page where you sign up for your rainforest species, and you can see you give both the common and scientific name here. So on week 2, you're signing up to select your animal species profile, and as long as it's a rainforest animal that no one else has selected, I'll probably give you the okay. If you don't hear back from me, that means that it's fine. And in week 4, you'll be submitting your animal profile. Similarly, in week 5, you'll be submitting your choice for your rainforest plant, and in week 7, you'll be submitting your rainforest species profile for plant. To submit your animal profile or plant profile, you just click on the assignment, and it will give you instructions on how to title it, being sure to include your name and the name of the species you're profiling. Then you click assignment. Then you're going to browse and select your file, and then hit submit. When everyone has turned in their species, you're going to have a chance to view yours and your classmates here in the species profile assignment folder. I just have here check back. I don't have anyone's yet. But when they are submitted and turned in, I'll put them here and so you can read them. And in fact, you'll want to, because you'll be tested for them on the second exam. So continuing now with week 3 and some highlights here. You'll be reading videos, you'll be watching. Hopefully you'll enjoy taking a look, for example, at Nalini Connie and her incredible tales of climbing up into rainforest trees. And so please view all the videos in each week folder, read all the reading assignments, and that will help you in your study guides, which will be due nearly every week. Now, come week 4, that'll be our first exam. So there's no study guide that's due. Actually, what's happening there is it's an exam, and it's by its nature, because it's an online class, open notes. So you'll be able to use those study guides you've been working so hard on in answering the exam. Now you can see the exam is actually limited in its availability. It's available on a Sunday at noon to a Monday at noon. And so there's just a 24-hour period that you'll have to find a window of time that you'll be able to spend up to 90 minutes working on the exam. And if you've been doing your study guides, asking questions when you need to, you should be fine. The answers to the exam will not appear until after the exam's due date has been turned in. And so you can come back at that time and review the exam. And as you can see, the exam is not yet available to be opened. Check back on the exam's date, and then you'll see that you can open it. On the week of exams, there's always something else that's due. And in this case, you can see that the animal species profile is due. And so you can submit your animal species profile here or in the species profile folder, as long as you submit it and include your name and the name of the animal. In the weeks that follow, it's kind of a similar pattern where there's videos and reading. In this case, you're signing up for the plant species. It can be a tree or a bush or herb or epiphyte, vine. Any rainforest plant will work. And then there's a study guide that's due. Week 6, video reading, study guide. Week 7, exam. Now, the exam number 2 is on rainforest animals that have been, profiles that have been done by you and your classmates, and also the study guides from week 5 and 6. So I invite you to please take a look at all of the folders for each of the weeks for the rest of our semester, and notice that there's, videos and readings and study guides, same kind of pattern. And the weeks where there's exam, there's usually something else. In this case, it's going to be a discussion about banana production, which will be open a few weeks prior, so you'll have the opportunity to get informed about it and make comments and discuss it with your classmates. And if you recall, there's another major project that we're doing in this class. It's a term paper. The topic being rainforest conservation and why it matters to you personally. The first thing that you'll have to do regarding the term paper is to create a mind map. Your mind map is an assignment that is pictorial, and it's a way to organize your thoughts and to help you put together your research paper. And if you've never done one before, not to worry, there's some instructions here in a video on how to create one. In the end, it should be colorful and with many branches and help you to organize the main points that you want to bring up and the supporting points that you want to bring up in your paper. You'll be working on the term paper throughout weeks 14 and 15, but it is due on the 16th week, the week of the finals. In order to make sure that you get full credit for your term paper, please remember to refer to your syllabus, which gives you details and bullet points on what I'll be looking for when I evaluate it. And so to recap, the home page that we're looking at has everything that's going on in the course, organized week by week into folders so you can peek in and see what it is that you're supposed to be doing now and into the future. And there's also a couple extra folders down here for the big projects that we have, the species profiles for animal or plant, and the term paper project. Now, this contrasts with the syllabus tab in that the syllabus tab lists only those items that have points associated with it and due dates. The syllabus tab also has the days of the conference sessions, review sessions that can be attended either online or in person in my office. I'll be recording them in my office, and you are of course welcome to come join me and ask questions, or if you can't make it in person, you can just simply send me a chat or participate in the conference and send me an inquiry within the conference itself. The conferences will be listed here. Now we're looking at the discussion tab, and the discussion tab are all of the discussions that are available for the entire course. Some are available to open now and participate in, and some will be open later. As you can see, the dates that they'll be opened are listed here. The ones that are open now are the one for week 1, about me and why I'm taking tropical ecology. And then one that will always be open is the Cyber Cafe. This is a discussion board for students to be able to talk with students. If you have a question about the class, their classmate, chances are, will be online and might be able to answer it for you right then and there. Or if you have a question that you simply want to direct to a classmate versus me, this is a great place for it. So it's meant for you to communicate with your classmates. And speaking of communicating with classmates, the list of people in the class can be found under People. And so here you can find the names of your classmates. And if you want to write any of them, that can be done using the inbox and selecting for our class BIOSC30 and the name of the classmate it is that you wish to communicate with. The other tabs here, well, there's grades. In grades, you can see how you're doing in the class. Every item that gets turned in will be evaluated and marked here. And these text boxes here indicate there's a comment that you can see by clicking on it. So if you scroll then to the bottom, you can see how you're doing in each of the categories, how you're doing in class. And of course, if you find that you're struggling, please contact me because I'm here for you. So returning now to the syllabus, you can see the grade computation table and the elements of your grade. We have an attendance policy. You do need to participate, and lack of doing so for 2 weeks could result in being dropped from the class. Here's information on how to learn to use Canvas. We have a course policy on cheating. It's not tolerated. Cheating and plagiarism are considered inappropriate, and you'll be referred to the Vice President of Student Services in obtaining or attempting to obtain credit for work through use of dishonest, deceptive, or fraudulent means. So please take that seriously. It's expected that all material that you submit for points are in your own words, and copying from a book or website word for word or using a source without properly giving credit is considered plagiarism. It's a shame to give someone 0 credit for a project because of plagiarism. So please avoid copying another source. And so lots of more information here, so if you could please review this on your own. I want to just finish up by welcoming you to the class and letting you know that I'm here for you. So please make note of my office times, of my phone, and of my email, and let me know how can I assist you.